So rule number 6 is set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world.
It's perfectly.
Wow,
Yeah,
I forgot about that rule. Yeah, that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a very good one.
Incredible, man.
It
This is
is
incredible.
incredible.
This is so deep, profound, man.
It is deep, and I thought it was a bit rough the way he talked about in the book, because you started talking about that, how we said how people are resentful and maybe vengeful and could even wish that someone else, instead of you improving, you wish the other person would
Go down.
fail, go
Yeah.
down, so you're like in the same level. So I think this rule number 6 talks a lot of it speaks to that, how we need to look inwards to our lives and try to improve instead of going out and trying to change the world, because we can see a lot of bad stuff in the world, a lot of suffering, a lot of like wars and people dying, and he gives some really harsh examples, very extreme examples of people who went out, and it's like, okay, human life has no value. No, why is there so much suffering in the world? We shouldn't exist. It's basically what they said, and then they go, and instead of, they're like, okay, it's not, life is not worth living. I will end my life, but they also take other lives in mass shootings, for example. That's the
He was that example in the
examples
book.
that those are the examples. That's why I'm saying it is a like rough kind of
No.
chapter to read, because of course not everybody's going to if you're bullied as a kid, for
No,
example,
yeah.
you're gonna go shoot.
There's some
Those are
cases.
very extreme examples, but it makes us think about it. We are suffering, and how will I react to that suffering? Am I gonna try to make other people suffer too? Am I gonna try to, because I am suffering, do I want everybody else to suffer as well? Or maybe the choices that I made in my life brought me to this place. Maybe. Of course, not always. We can't put in that category people who are born with a disease, for example, that are suffering a lot. But sometimes we do make bad decisions that are
Sometimes.
gonna put us in
Man,
a lot of the
I
time.
think this,
A lot of the times.
man, today was really good, man, the podcast
Yeah.
today. But this is a definitely good point, something that you mentioned,
Mhm.
that, for example, if you think about what the place, in rule number 4, the place we are today, if you think about, this place we are today is based on the decisions we have made in our entire life. They might be good or bad. Maybe today we're in a bad situation, but man, 90% is because we wanted that. For example, I don't know, man. You spent your life, you didn't. Maybe I see a lot about career, for example. That's the example that I wanna give. I don't know. The person didn't study for a long time. The person had money, but wanted to spend money on parties, for example. Went out with friends and just talking about shit and things that don't matter, And then suddenly you see in one situation, and then I don't know. Let's think about a guy, and then the guy's 20 something. Then the guy got the
put it
girl
in-
pregnant. Just one example. I don't know.
Putting at me like,
No.
what is that?
And then the
You're
guy,
not doing me.
the guy got the girl pregnant, for example.
Oh.
Then now he has his life, the daughter, the son, whatever, the kid, and the girl, for example. And then now he has less time than before, but this guy doesn't have a good background of study. This person might go to college, but is not gonna grasp, it's not gonna understand the topics there, because it's not easy. And I think all the place I am today is because of the decisions you are. It's because of our decisions that we have made, and yeah,
I mean, but there's one thing to consider is that not everything that happens to us is like our fault.
that's
Maybe not even like the majority of it is our fault, but the way we react to
Oh,
them, that's the
that
main.
was a good one.
That's the main
correct.
point, right? That's it's the way you react to them
Mhm.
to understand. Okay, so it has happened. What can I do to solve this situation,
Mhm.
right? Because If you're in a situation that, like in my case, I was bullied when I was younger, right? So it's the way you react to it is
Mhm.
where you're like, okay, so I understand, but I'm not going
Ooh,
to
that's good.
like put the same thing on another person
Yeah.
because it's not gonna help. That's not
No,
gonna help,
Yeah.
right? It's
You
just
could grow up to become a resentful person, blaming
yeah,
others
yeah,
for maybe your failures in life,
yeah.
but
But
yeah.
you chose not to. You chose to react in a different
And
way.
there are some harsh situations, man, if you think about, right? I mean, there are so many situations that happen. For example, um, mothers who lose their kids,
Mhm.
or for I don't know, an accident, or and then they decide to change their lives and help other people about something. There are some people who become, they take one bad situation
Mhm.
and they turn that into a good thing.
Mhm.
yeah,
Man, some people are incredible.
it
Yeah,
is. It is.
they're
I mean,
inspiring.
you. It's because like when you imagine yourself being in the same situation, it's like, man, I want people to be like in that situation again,
Mhm.
right? The way
And
I
then
was.
that's where you
Yeah,
change and you do
Mhm.
something
that's where
right.
you change and you do something like, okay, so this, and it gives you meaning, it gives you purpose. Something
Oh
that
man,
Jordan
that's
Peterson always says is like it gives you meaning, gives you purpose.
Mhm.
It's like looking outwards to doing something for your community,
Yeah.
for your people, is like help out in some shape or form.
At the
And
end of the episode, I'm gonna recommend a really good book that is exactly what you're saying. Someone who experienced something so horrible and was able to find meaning in life and change it around, because most
nice.
people would probably give up, and he's like, no, but even in the direst of the situations, we can still find meaning and
yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, in summary, this chapter, like if I were to summarize, I would say what you said. It's how you react to the situations that are in your life. Sometimes it's a result of bad choices, sometimes not. Maybe life just happens because life is suffering.
life is complex.
Life is
Too many
complex.
variables.
Yeah. And I do have one example, not a personal example, but from someone I know. She was born with a disease, like a chronic disease, and her usually life expectancy for people who are born with that disease is very low.
Hmm.
But with good care, they can live,
Extended.
they can extend it and live almost normally like
Hmm.
everybody else. But they do have some problems with pain, and sometimes they need to get some blood transfusions. And it would be really easy for that person to say, oh, this is so hard, and I'm in the hospital all the time. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to live off of the allowance the government gives. But instead, no, this person said, no, I'm going to study, I'm going to become better. And even if maybe a few weeks per year I cannot work because I'm at the hospital, in treatment and getting blood transfusions, I'm still going to try my best. And she's doing, and I'm so proud of her to see,
Wow.
because she's from my family.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
she's a relative, and
For her.
it's good. It's good to see that she's doing well.
Man, incredible.
Yeah.
I love listening to those stories, man. I
Yeah.
love. Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. So just to summarize or to wrap it up, he says, consider your circumstances. Start small. Have you taken full advantage of the opportunities offered to you? Are you working hard on your career or even your job? Or are you letting bitterness and resentment hold you back and drag you down? Have you made peace with your brother? Are you treating your spouse and your children with dignity and respect? And he goes on and says, start small and try to change your life and just react in a positive way, regardless of what life throws at you.
I love how he talks about it in his lectures.
Yeah.
You can really hear his voice saying
Yeah,
those things.
reading is not the same.
It's
Yeah,
not. It's not.
especially in my voice.
The way he says it is just different, man. It's like
he has that power of speaking and making you really pay attention and
yeah.
follow his line of
I mean,
thought.
like there's interesting because there's lectures that he did about the Bible,
Mhm.
and you can it's complex, but you can
Very
you can
complex.
sit there for like a long time and hear and hear and hear and you don't get tired of it.
Mhm.
It
I
is
mean, my
incredible,
experience.
man. It is incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He really is something.